Acts chapter 9. There we go for time. Paul was known as Saul. One is the Hebrew and the other one is the Greek equivalent. Paul, Saul, same person. Then Saul, still breathing threats and murder against the disciples of the Lord, went to the high priest and asked letters from him to the synagogues of Damascus, so that if he found any who were of the way, whether men or women, he might bring them bound to Jerusalem. Now this is Paul, the Apostle Paul, Saul being referred to here, the man who God used and inspired to write probably about half of the New Testament. This is who we're talking about. This man persecuted Christians. This man had Christians stoned to death. Now he had a past to look back on. How many of us think he might have had some issue with some flashbacks somewhere? I believe he did. He was the one that stood there authorising the stoning of Stephen, who's the first martyred Christian, or first recorded Christian martyred that's shown in Scripture. In Acts 7 and Acts chapter 8, Paul is there, Saul is there. Verse 3, and it says, as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly a light shone around him from heaven. Then he fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to him, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And he said, who are you, Lord? Then the Lord said, I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. It is hard for you to kick against the goads. So he, trembling and astonished, said, Lord, what do you want me to do? Then the Lord said to him, arise, go into the city, and you will be told what you must do. And the men who journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no one. Then Saul arose from the ground, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no one, but they led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus. And he was there 3 days without sight, neither ate nor drank.
Amen.
3 days without sight.
Yeah.
His natural eyes were closed. He couldn't see for 3 days. But his spiritual eyes, at the eyes of his heart, his understanding would be open. But here's a man who persecuted Christians. Here's a man that had Christians put to death through stoning. Now I believe that Paul constantly experienced flashbacks and reminders of his past, his decisions, his actions. All in the past. Have a look at this. He must have. Galatians 1:13 says, for you have heard of my former conduct in Judaism, how I persecuted the church of God beyond measure and tried to destroy it. Philippians 3:6 says this, concerning zeal, persecuting the church. Concerning the righteousness within the law, I was blameless. I believe that Paul would have been constantly reminded. There would have been flashback after flashback. We're told in the scripture he was given a thorn in the flesh to keep him humble, I believe, because he had great revelation. But we're also told that he was buffeted by a messenger of Satan, and we don't know what exactly that buffeting was all about. I actually believe, it's my theory, my unproven theory, that Paul was buffeted by a messenger of Satan after he'd come to Christ. You know, some of your biggest challenges come after you come to Jesus.
Yeah.
Before that, the devil kind of left you alone with something. He's left you in a mess. So you're doing a good job on your own. Remember the devil saying that to me one day before I come to Christ. Said, "Hey, you're doing a good job on your own." I'd heard the word, I'd heard the gospel. I kept rejecting it. But I believe Paul was buffeted by a messenger of Satan, and I believe that buffeting was a constant reminder that he would have kept seeing before his eyes all the believers, those of the Church of Jesus Christ, those of the way, the Word of God says, the people of the way. Because Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. He said that in John 14:6. I'm the way. The people of the way, Christians, kept seeing those that he had stoned to death, or authorised, or carried letters to have them stoned to death. He would have kept seeing the lives of so many. I believe the flashbacks that he would have been probably at times excessive.